There's no other race in the world like this, an offshore race as long and as extreme as this one.
Every guy that enters this race and finishes this race is a winner.
I think it's partly insane, but maybe that's the point. This is the big challenge. If you surf ski, if you're interested in adventure, you have to do this. You have no choice.
There's not even a doubt that this is the hardest race in the world by miles. There's just nothing out there. Let me tell you, the guys that have come here know they've done a race when they finish this race.
You know, the guys who wear this shirt, you know they've done something special.
In what is surely the toughest, most grueling ocean race in the world, the country's hardest men and one woman took up the 244-kilometre challenge to paddle from Port Elizabeth to East London in 4 days, along some of the most remote, rugged and scenic coastline in South Africa. A lot of nervous laughter could be heard as people filtered in throughout the day to register for this mammoth voyage, which takes place every 2 years. Race director Anton Erasmus set the tone and laid down the law to make sure the race was as safe as possible. Day 1 at Blue Water Bay, and competitors have an early start to try and beat the predicted high temperatures. As the sun sneaks over the horizon, paddlers take to the water with a mixture of nerves and anticipation, taking on 78 kilometers of ocean paddling. The route for Day 1 had been changed at the last minute to avoid St. Croix Island, as there had been reports of some monster sharks in that area, feeding on a whale carcass moored just off the island. After rounding Jalil Island, paddlers got their first open ocean feel as they headed straight across the bay, often accompanied by the ever-curious dolphins. Dave Williams-Ashman, the leader of the Dwarf Soap crew of Cape Paddlers, just taking his time and enjoying the day out. Mark Clutty from SA Paddler was on board a catamaran off the Sundays River, feeding live results back to their website whenever possible throughout the day, giving the race the coverage it deserves.
Thanks, guys. How are you guys? Stay in.
Early leaders in the K1 class was Oscar Chalupsky, closely followed by Catonians Paul Murray and PE2EL. The event also had an international flavour, with paddlers travelling from the USA and Dubai to participate. Nicky Irvine still going strong and looking very relaxed in the boat. We took some time out to chat to Paul Murray before the race.
It's looking okay. It's going to be a long slog, make no mistake. It's going to be pretty hot as well, I think. Just take the first few hours easy, get into rhythm, seas feeling strong. Probably be a bit more bunch racing today would be my feeling. And then the last 2 hours, see what happens. There might be a bit of action off the cliffs or something, but it's just going to be a day of survival, I think. It's going to be hot and long.
I'd rather like to paddle downwind or flat, but it looks all right. I mean, we've got what we've got, and at least we're going to be having a good wind tomorrow, which is going to be important. But today's going to be hard. It's going to be long and hard.
The Blackburn brothers, who are going to be strong competition in the K2, had troubles early on.
Okay, mate. Lost all my juice. Good. Do you have any pure water? Not pure water. I must have bumped the switch as we started, and I didn't notice it until about 10 k's into the race. And then
This section of the race took competitors past some of the largest sand dunes in the country, stretching right down to the water's edge. At the notorious Woody Cape, first doubles combo of Rowan Matthews and Simon Brits beached in 6 hours, 20 minutes, closely followed by Pete Moat and Alan Schudding, and in third place, Theo van Wyk and Bruce Neal. In the K1s, Paul Murray finished the day strong in 6 hours 20, with Oscar Chalupsky and PE2EL in second and third respectively.
Yeah, it's hot and hard. Flat, and then we got some runs coming in from about the cliffs. Made it a bit easier, but it's a long day.
K2 winners Simon Brits taking us through his day, and at 78 kilometers and taking up to 8 hours 50 for the back markers. This is undoubtedly one of the longest and hardest days in competitive ocean paddling. Neptune smiled on the wary competitors with some very tame surf compared to previous years. The conditions for the day were favourable for the likes of Chalupsky, who enjoys downwind runs, and the light southwest was already dishing up some good runs. Oscar was revelling in the conditions and went like a bat out of hell from the start to try and claw back some time. An expert on the runs, he was overhauling double skis at a rate of knots. Along the route, paddlers passed the Diaz Cross, a landmark left by a fellow mariner of yesteryear. At this stage, Paul Moret was charging hard to try and catch the in-form Oscar Chalupsky. On to Kenton and the compulsory checkpoint where Moat and Schudding arrived first in the K2s. A couple of boiled eggs down the hatch, a bit of Powerade and some sunscreen, and the boys were back at it again. There's Butch Murray, South African surf ski boss, enjoying the conditions and easing into the checkpoints. These checkpoints give the paddlers a chance to rehydrate and refuel for the next leg of the day. PE2EL, who had a disastrous race in 2004, reflects on how things have been going so far.
You know, I think this year the first day is the hardest I've ever had on this race. I know there were stories of in the past guys paddling into an east for 14 hours, but just the heat this year and that just nothing. You know, I think I'd almost rather paddle into a slight headwind just to keep cool, and that really got to me this year, and I think it got to a lot of people. And then the day coming tomorrow, the third day, can actually really be a long, hard day. You've already got two heavy days under the belt, and now you've got to go out and do 68 Ks. So, you know, hopefully the east doesn't come up. You know, I think almost the east maybe is not so bad if it's a light east, but if you start getting a southeast and it's coming from the side and they're blue bottles and that, it really doesn't become comfortable. But you know, that's what the weather throws it at you, and you've just got to go out there and do it. You know?
Throughout the race, paddlers were treated to amazing wildlife displays with dolphins, whales, seals and the odd shark all making appearances. No time to take in the scenery for the top boys though, as they had to work hard to track down Oscar somewhere up ahead. In the singles race, Oscar Chalipsky delivered the hurt and pulled a huge chunk out of Maria's day one lead, with an ever-present Cole in third position. With day one leaders Rowan Matthews and Simon Brits having a bad day out, Pete Moat and Alan Schudding moved into the lead, with Rob Welsh and Gary Butlian in third. Nicky Irvine still smiling after 2 tough days of paddling. Here we have one of the oldest competitors in the challenge, Tony Scott, taking it to the youngsters, flat blades and all. Another early start on day 3, and there were some running repairs to weary and beaten bodies and boats, starting to show the signs of 2 days of abuse. And as if things weren't hard enough, the conditions weren't exactly ideal for surf ski paddling. With very light winds, the sea was like a pond, offering no assistance for the paddlers. And having to pull themselves all the way to Hamburg, this was going to be the toughest day yet. The Dwarsoap crew once again taking things in their stride and enjoying the day out. There was another compulsory checkpoint at Mbekweni, and the team of Moat and Schudding were first onto the beach, closely followed by Ian Daniel and Carl Nell in hot pursuit. How about that paddling kit, folks?
You're about 7.5 minutes down the leaders.
Despite an early charge from Oscar, Paul Murray, one of the more chilled competitors in the pack, arrived first at the checkpoint. These conditions clearly favouring the Cape paddler. new obstacle in this year's race was this cargo ship which had run aground while carrying a load of teak along this dangerous and unpredictable coastline. No trouble though for Moat and Schutting, who were first onto the beach at Hamburg. As the back markers started to stream in at Hamburg, a couple of paddlers who have also run aground being looked after by the physios on hand. Johan van Rooyen and partner Murray Williams, who have been regulars at the back of the pack, just snuck in.
It was actually wonderful. We were facing a cutoff and we made it with flying colours. Put the hammer down, rode the swell, wonderful day. Good partner. Almost one. It's a long day.
We got about 10 k's on and started turning, so that headwind, we got a bit worried, but it stayed behind us. No, it was good.
Are you ready for tomorrow now?
Yeah, whatever it takes, I think we'll
You'll
make
there
it.
now.
Yeah.
You have to chop
I
your
think
legs off,
I think we've broken the back of it now. I hope.
Brilliant.
With each day feeling like a victory, the overnight venue at Hamburg was a very social affair, with stories of the race growing larger by the beer. Today brought a light northeast headwind, causing race officials to shorten the run into East London and start the day at Kids Beach.
It's been a long, hard pull, and I think today is gonna be just as hard as all the other days, especially with this wind.
Rain and overcast conditions certainly making the day a bit cooler, but paddlers still had to work hard to navigate their craft into the headwind. But once again, the dolphins paying a visit to encourage the paddlers along. The NSRI has always played a major role in the support of the race, ensuring that this crazy bunch of ocean paddlers are always well looked after on the water and on hand should any competitors need assistance. After a short but intense day, Oscar Chalupsky finished just ahead of a spirited charge by PE2EL, with overall winner Paul Murray in third place, securing a repeat victory in the Old Mutual Bank PE2EL London Challenge.
Overall victory?
Yeah, stoked there.
Happy?
Yeah, just relieved that it didn't go wrong today or anything, so yeah, very happy, thanks.
And in the doubles race, Pete Moll and Alan Schudding took a comfortable overall victory, while Ian Daniel and Carl Nell just managed to edge out Theo van Dijk and Bruce Neal by 3 minutes. Amazingly close racing after 4 days and 244 kilometers.
The bomb, man. The absolute bomb. Keep it every 2 years. That's how long we need to recover. But more oaks are got to come, man. It's just the best race ever.
Hey, fantastic. But there's some oak who had that harbour wall on the side screen, pulling it back like that. Hey, we were battling, but we're happy to get there. Nice to be here.
And how do you rate the race in terms of difficulties that things like that?
Probably after getting married, it's probably the most difficult thing I've ever done.
Oh, lovely. Nice short day to end it. It was tough race. Very tired.
How was it?
Finished. Happy.
Right. Yeah, you ready today?
Went well, thanks very much. Dankbaar.
With victorious campaigners flooding in, there were high fives, hugs and handshakes aplenty at the finish line, and paddlers enjoyed the camaraderie and triumph of completing the greatest ocean paddling race on the planet. It will be 2 years till another group of paddling heroes takes up the PE2EL Challenge. So if you've got what it takes, we'll see you there in 2008.
Traveling for some time, with my fishing pole and my bottle shine, on these long dark dusty roads. I'm looking at nowhere to go. I guess I gotta hide away, far away, 'cause I gotta find a way to find my way.
Left out for mamas with my thumb in the wind. The leaves on the ground, winners coming again. Solid on the surface as I crumble within, but legends are made out of vulnerable men. So on the brink of death, I still manage living life, 'cause so rarely in this world are these chances given twice. I indeed sold my soul without glancing at the price. No instructions when I was handed this device, but with what I did get, I was more than generous. Put others over self on several instances, but I'm back on my feet without a hint of bitterness, and one way or another I shall have deliverance. So I say,
I've been traveling